So in today's session, we are going to discuss about base tables, field tables, dictionary overrides. Dictionary overrides. This is actually our concept for today. Okay. Well, here guys, we created a table, incident table. Okay. Now I am creating a new table called incident task table. I am creating a new table called incident task table. I'm going to tables. Incident task. As soon as you provide the label, name gets automatically populated that starts with u underscore incident underscore task. Well, guys, here there is a field called extends table. Okay. Here I am extending the incident table that we created. Incident table. Is it appearing? No, right? Because our incident table is not extendable. Go to tables, open our incident table. This is our incident table, right? Open this table. Go to controls. There you have a checkbox here, extendable checkbox. This checkbox must be checked. Only then you can actually extend this incident table in the incident task table. Okay. So now you type incident here. So you are able to see because that is extendable. Okay. While creating the table itself, you have to extend this table. Once created, you can't extend the table. Remember this point. While creating the table itself, you have to extend this table. After creating the table, you can't extend this table. So create module under custom incident management. So it will create a module under custom incident management application menu. This is the application menu. Guys, did I create any fields here? No, right? Whenever you are creating a child field, system fields will not get created. System fields will not get created. Even system fields also will come from parent table. This is actually incident. So whenever we create a table, 6 fields will get created automatically, right? Those 6 fields will not be created in the child table. There will be only one field created, that is actually called system ID. There will be only one field created, that is actually system ID. No system fields will get created. Now let me create a table here. Now you see here, only this field is created, the incident task. Remaining all fields are coming from incident table, u underscore incident table. So did I create all these fields? These fields are actually coming from parent table. These fields are actually coming from parent table. So I did not create any fields. Did I create any fields? I'm not a magician, guys. These fields are automatically coming from parent table. It is actually this incident. Okay. And go to the control tab and use auto number. Is the numbering for this one. NC task. Or else we'll see CINC task, custom incident task. So numbering I changed. Scroll down. Except this particular field, no field is created. Only this field is created from the incident task. Created by, updated by, updates fields are actually not created. Let me just show you here. Created by are coming from incident. Updated by are coming from incident. Updates is coming from incident. System ID. System ID is actually coming from incident. System ID is actually coming from incident task. This one is actually from incident task. This one is actually from incident. You got my point, right? Okay. So scroll down. I'm duplicating this tab here. Clicking on show form. Now in the incident task form, there is no what do we say, process flow. Process flow we have to create separately for incident task. Let me remove it. Let me remove that process flow as it is not there. They're intentionally keeping you wait or what, I'm not sure. So instead they will suggest us to use form builder. So employees will be frustrated, right? They will stop using form design, they'll start using form builder. Their magic is like this. Waiting for the job to be start. So when this job will start and all, we have to wait. I don't use this one. Okay. Now you tell me, did I create these fields on the incident task form? No. Including number field. Even number field also I did not create. Every field on this form are not created. This number field, affected caller field, category, subcategory, configuration item, short description. So every field on this form are coming to the incident task form from the incident table. You got my point, right? Okay. No, sir. When you extend the table, all the fields from the incident table are automatically coming to the incident task table, right? I want only few fields. By default, you will get all the fields, but you can utilize whatever you want. That's it. Remaining, you keep it as it is. When you extend a table, all the fields from the parent table will come to child table automatically. You can't hide. You can't restrict it. Only few fields I want to inherit means that won't possible. You'll get everything. Out of them, what you want on the form, you can add it. What you don't want on the form, you can leave it. Okay. Okay. Now I am going to create another table here again. I'm creating now problem task. Problem task. Name gets automatically populated. I am actually adding it under system incident management. Okay. So now what I am doing is I am creating a new table that is actually problem task, extending incident table here again. All the fields from the incident table will automatically come to the problem task table, except this one, system ID. Only this field will be created. Remaining all fields are automatically coming from. Okay. So here checking auto number, CPRO task. Save this one. I'm just clicking on show form here. Let me remove the process flow from here. Okay. Now you tell me in the problem task form, did I create any field on the problem task table? All fields are automatically coming, right? Okay. So this is actually a problem task form. This is actually, uh, let me open the incident form as well. This is the incident form. This is the problem task form. This is the incident task form. So this is the incident form, incident task form, incident problem task form. Okay. So these field affected color field, this affected color field, this affected color field, all are same. All are same. So what is happening when you are extending a table? All the fields from the table are automatically coming to the table, right? So out of them, whatever the fields that you want on the form, you can keep it on the form. If you don't want some fields, you can remove those fields from the form. Whatever you need, you can only utilize those fields. Whatever you don't need, you can actually remove it from the form. Utilize only those fields are required. Okay, fine. Hmm? Here, this incident table is not extending any table. This is called base table. This is called base table. As this incident task and problem task are extending incident table, these are child tables. These are child tables. In ServiceNow, there is a very big table called task table, which is a base table. In ServiceNow, there is a big table called task table, which is very important table. Task table. If you don't know about task table, if you go for an interview, they'll easily catch you. Without knowing task table, there should not be a developer, ServiceNow developer. So now let me just go to the tables here. You can see extends table. So there are two tables which are extending incident table. Okay. Now you can see extends table as a task table. You can see there are 82 tables which are extending task table. Let me open the task table here. This task table is not extending any table. Okay, this task table is not extending any table. Okay, this is a base table. Well, this task table, many tables are extending this task table. 82 tables are extending task table. Equal to 82 tables are actually extending task table. Out of them, incident is actually one table which is extending task table. So is incident table extending task table or not? Is incident table extending task table or not? So problem table is also extending task table. Problem table also extending task table. You see problem table is extending the task table or not? Okay. And you see change request is also extending task table. Change request table is also extending task table. So why the strength is going down day by day? People are getting bored or what? I can also go through the recorded sessions. This is the reason. This is the reason that gets into our mind when you want to skip the class. We'll stop the recorded sessions. We'll stop giving the recorded sessions. We'll see how many people will join and all. Hmm? We'll stop sharing the recorded sessions. God's grace, I'm getting monthly income, salary, as well as through the institute as I'm teaching. After all expenses, I'm making some good amount. I am good. I'm fine. So all my EMIs and all, everything is going well. But make sure your family is doing good. You're spending some amount. Grab the knowledge, get the opportunity, become an expert, and try to help others. Okay. Let us get back to the topic here again. So in change request is also extending task table. So similarly, incident task. There is a table called incident task. not the incident table incident task that we created. Our incident task table name is u underscore incident underscore task. This table name is incident underscore task. The incident task is also extending task table. Okay. But our incident task is extending incident table. Remember. The problem task. The problem task is also extending task table. In fact, guys, ITSM all depends on this task table. ITSM all depends on this task table. Okay. Getting my point? Incident is a task, problem is a task, change is a task, incident task is also a task. Everything is task here. Okay. So if you go to our problem task is extending incident table. Our incident task is extending incident table. So our table is actually, our incident table is extended only in 2 tables, but the task table is extended in 82 tables. Task is the very big table. Okay. So now you are clear, right? Okay. So all these fields we created on the incident table. We designed this form. We created the views, view rules, everything. And here, the incident task table, we extended the incident table. All the fields are automatically coming. We will check views are coming or not. Views also coming, right? Hmm? The incident task. Here also views are coming. Okay. I'm closing this form design. Okay. Now you tell me. Here, in our last session, we discussed about properties, dictionary properties, mandatory property, read-only property, display, default value, dependent value, calculated value, reference qualifiers, attributes, all these things we discussed, right? These dictionary properties. Dictionary properties also will come, right? See, when parent table fields are coming, along with the fields, field properties also will come. You can see this is mandatory here. So it is also mandatory here. Priority field is read only here. So that means dictionary properties also coming. When we extend a table, along with the dictionaries, along with the fields, field properties also coming, right? Hmm? Okay. So this configuration item field is mandatory field now. I want to make it non-mandatory. So where I have to make it non-mandatory, I have to go to configuration item field on the incident table. configuration item, right? So if I make it non-mandatory, okay. So what happens? It will become non-mandatory on all the three forms, right? So let me just refresh this one. It should become non-mandatory here. That is fine. So it should become non-mandatory here. That is also fine. It should also become non-mandatory here as well. So it is getting non-mandatory in all the three forms. But the configuration item field should be mandatory only on the problem task form. If you make it mandatory, it will become mandatory on all the forms. If you make it non-mandatory, it will become non-mandatory on all the forms. As for the client, it should become mandatory only on the problem task form. That is where the dictionary overrides concept will come into picture. Dictionary overrides. You go to the configuration item field. First, you make it non-mandatory so that it will become non-mandatory on all the forms. Okay. Scroll down. There is a dictionary overrides tab here. Click on new. So these are the extended tables. Which table? These tables are extending the incident table, right? So how many tables are extending these incident tables? Those many tables you will see here. So task table has 82 tables. You can see 82 tables here. But our incident table is extended only in 2 tables, right? That is why we are able to see problem task and incident task. Only on the problem task form, it should be configuration item should be mandatory, right? So you can see override dictionary properties here. Override reference qualifier, override dependent, override attributes, override default value, override calculated value, override mandatory, override read only, override display value. So we have to override mandatory and make it mandatory here. After clicking on override mandatory, check this checkbox so that it will become mandatory only on the problem task form. Okay. I'm just refreshing the form. It is non-mandatory here. It is also non-mandatory here. And here in the problem task form, the configuration item should be mandatory one. It is mandatory here. You are able to understand how did I override this one? Hmm? Okay. So client will tell you, I want configuration item field mandatory. So we are so much eager to make the field mandatory because that's an easy task, right? We'll go to that field and check the checkbox. When you check the checkbox, what happens? It will become mandatory on all the fields. Then client will come you. Who told you to make this field mandatory on all the forms? So first of all, when client asks you to make a field mandatory, you have to check if that field is actually coming from parent table or not. If that is coming from parent table, if you make that field mandatory, what happens? It will become mandatory on all the forms, right? That is where you have to use dictionary overrides concept. Getting my point? Let us say there is a field in the task table, assignment group. So in the incident form, assignment group should be mandatory. So if you directly go and make it mandatory, that field will become mandatory on the 82 forms. Getting my point? Instead, what exactly you have to do? First of all, that field is actually coming from parent table or not, you have to check first. If that is coming from parent table, use dictionary overrides. Got my point? Hmm? Okay, now this configuration item field is mandatory only on the incident task form. Okay. Now, here in the incident task form, the contact type field should be read only. This contact type should be read only on the incident task form. In the rest of the forms, it should be editable. Okay. It should be editable on the rest of the forms. Then what I have to do, if I make a contact type field, let me go to the table and open the contact type field. Read only. If I make it read only, what happens? It will become read only on all the child tables. Instead, what we will do, scroll down, dictionary override, incident task. So override read only checkbox. Earlier it was mandatory. We have checked override mandatory. This time it is read only. Override read only, check the checkbox. Now you go to the form and refresh this one. Has it become mandatory? Has it become read only here? No. It should be only read only on the incident task form. In the incident task form, it is read only. In the problem task form, it is editable. It is editable. Getting my point, right? Okay. Here in the caller field, whenever I click on this one, I am able to see name, first name, last name, email address, location, department, and mobile number also. Okay. In the incident affected caller, suggestions, I'm able to see name, first name, last name, email address, location, department, and mobile number as well. But here in the incident task form and in the problem task form in the affected caller, I should not see all of them. I should see only name and mobile number. I should see name and mobile number I want to see, or name, location, department I want to see. Name, location, department I want to see. Okay. So then what I should do? I should open the affected caller field. I have to change the attributes here. Getting my point? If I change the attribute here, it will impact all the terms, right? So what I am doing is I am just going to the dictionary overrides. In the incident task, override attributes this time. Attributes, what all I want to see? I don't want to see first name, last name, email. I just want to see location, department, mobile number. Go to the incident form. You are able to see name, first name, last name, email, location, department, and mobile number. Okay. So name, location, department, and mobile number. So if you type Uday Kishore, then you will see Uday Kishore has mobile number. And see name, location, department, and mobile number also. Go to this particular form, refresh this one. Name, location, department, and this one. Okay. So now we have overridden mandatory read only and attributes. Okay. Fine. In this color, when I click on this magnifying glass, I'm able to see all the users here, right? When I click on this magnifying glass, I'm able to see all the users, right? Here also I'm able to see all the users, right? Hmm. So in the incident affected color, I should see HR department users. Whenever I click on this magnifying glass, I should be able to see only HR department users. Whenever I click on this magnifying glass, I should be able to see only sales department users. Whenever I click on click on this magnifying glass, I should be able to see development department users. Getting my point? So then I will open the mm, what is that? We already opened, right? We have already dictionary overrides available, right? If there is already dictionary override, it won't allow you to create a new override. Open this one. Open this one. So then you have to choose override reference qualifier here. Also, you have to choose override reference qualifier. Okay. Department is sure. Okay. This is what you will keep it here. So on the incident table, it will show HR department. It will show HR department on all the forms, right? We have to override in the incident task and problem task. I'm just copying this line of script, okay? Copying this condition. So in this dictionary override, you have to change the department system ID to sales department. Go to the application navigator, type user administration, go to department. Sales department system ID, you take it. And the system ID to sales. This one is saved. Okay. On the incident form, you are able to see HR department users. On the incident form, you are able to see only sales department users. On the problem task form, you are able to see development department users. So normally you don't see this department field here. When I click on this magnifying glass, this department, you don't see this. To see this, you click on any of these column options, go to configure, go to list layout. Okay. Go to list layout and move department from left to right side and save this one. So that you will be able to see department here whenever you click on the magnifying glass. Normally you don't see this department here. Okay. So likewise, we can override all the dictionary properties. If you open the dictionary properties, you can see override reference qualifier, override dependent value, override attributes, override default value, calculated value, mandatory, read only, display value. You got my point, right? Now we'll go to the incident form. So my incident form, my incident table is corrupted, guys, because I have used incident table like anything. My incident table is corrupted, not the new incident table. My ServiceNow provided incident table is totally corrupted. If you go to the incident form, I'm opening the incident form. Okay. So I want to make assignment group field mandatory. My client has asked me to make this assignment group field as mandatory field. First of all, I have to go to this particular field. Go to configure dictionary. If you go to that field, you will be able to see the table name here. This is not from incident table. This is coming from task table. If I make it mandatory, what happens? It will become mandatory on all the 82 tables. Task table is extended in 82 tables, right? It will become mandatory in all the tables which are actually extending task table. Okay. So that is why we don't make it mandatory here. Instead, what we will do, we scroll down. We will see dictionary attributes, dictionary overrides. Okay. There is a dictionary override on the incident table. Open this one. Okay. If there is no dictionary override for incident table, you create one. As it is, dictionary override for incident table is already there, right? For this particular assignment group field. There is already there. Scroll down and override mandatory and check this checkbox. And save this one. It will become more mandatory. Assigned to field will become mandatory only on the incident form. It will not become mandatory on all the forms. Getting my point? So first of all, when you are making the field mandatory, you have to check that field is actually coming from parent table or not, base table or not. You guys are clear, right? Okay. So one more thing, there is a table. There are tables which are extending a table called import set row table. There are tables which are extending import set row table. The tables which are extending import set row table are called temporary tables. The tables which are extending the import set row table are called temporary tables. In the temporary tables, data will be stored only 7 days. After 7 days, data will be removed automatically. If you want to increase that limit, you can increase that limit using some rules. There will be auto flush rule. Auto flush rules means automatically data will be removed after 7 days. You can increase that limit. If you increase that limit, the data will be available for a certain period and after that data will be removed from the table automatically. The tables which are extending imports at row tables are called temporary tables. Temporary tables will store the data temporarily, only 7 days. If you want to increase that count, you can increase that count. Getting my point? Hmm? Everyone. So now it's time for you to ask your questions, guys.